Hi everyone, I'm Pratham and welcome to the Fixer API Quick Start video. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can get started with Fixer API offered by API Layer. This Fixer API is kind of a one-stop solution for you if you need any sort of data related to the currencies like current rates, historical rates, maybe if you want to make a conversion between two currencies or you want to get the fluctuations. It's quite useful if you are building some sort of trading dashboard or maybe payments application and stuff like this. Fixer API is entirely based on the REST principles. So if you want to fetch the data, you can do that using different HTTP methods. In order to get started, I want to show you an easiest way, which is like our Postman collection. We have created this Postman collection manually for you and grouped together same kind of a responses or request in a single bundle. So I want to quickly show that out. So in order to get started, you first need to go to the postman.com/API layer. Here you have to go to the collections tab and here you will find the Fixer API Postman collection. Just simply click over here and it will take you to the Fixer API. Here you can see this is the Postman collection by API layer team. The first thing you have to do is fork this collection so that it will create a local copy for you and you can make any changes there according to your needs. So in order to do that, simply click on Run in Postman button and it will take you to the fork page where you just need to click on fork collection and it will make a new fork for you. Just give your fork a name and choose the desired location and then click fork collection. Great. So now you can see this is my personal fork. Here I can make any changes. I can test out this Fixer API in the way I want. So everything you do here will be your personal thing. I want to talk a bit about these folders you can see over here. So these are bundled of different requests. So we have created this according to the similar responses or similar kind of a data this Fixer API returns. These are not all endpoints. I will talk about all the endpoints as we go. Now in order to start making the requests with Fixer API, the first thing you have to do is obtain your Fixer API key so that you can actually make a request to the server. In order to do that, go back to the Fixer API, you have to sign up or log in and then go to the dashboard. Here you will find your API key. Here is your API key, simply copy it and go back to the Fixer collection again. Here you can see if I go in the authorization tab, here you can see the current auth type is API key, which is the authentication type Fixer API provides. And in order to set your API key here, you have to go to the variables section. And here in the access key, which we have created for you, you just need to paste your API key and hit save. And now you are good to go. So now if I go to the symbols endpoint, this is a very basic endpoint of Fixer API. It basically returns all the available currencies in the Fixer API. So if I go to this get request currencies list, as you can see, my API key is already here. The URL of this endpoint is pretty simple. This is the base URL, and then you have to append symbols over here. And then click on this send button and it will fetch the list of all the countries or all the currencies basically that are supported by Fixer API. So this is the pretty basic endpoint that Fixer provides. The most crucial and important endpoint that Fixer API provides is latest rate. So if you want to get a latest rate of a particular currency, you can do that using the latest endpoint. And again, my API key is here, so I don't need to manually paste it over here. And you can pass two optional parameter in this latest rate endpoint. The first one is, of course, the base currency, which is USD in this case. You can basically set up any base currency you want. And the desired currency for me, which I want latest rate of, I have set it this in Indian rupees. So now I just want to click on the send button and you can see on 20th May, which is today, 1 USD is equivalent to 83.29 INRs. So that's how you can basically get the latest rate of a particular currency. In case you don't set this symbols parameter, you will get a list of all the currencies supported by Fixer API and their rates will be based on USD, as USD is my base currency over here. So now if I click send again, you can see it's returning the list of all the available currencies, which are 170 currencies supported by Fixer API. So these are all the currencies latest rate based on USD. So for example, 1 USD is equivalent to 0.92 euros. So that's why if you want to save the bandwidth, you have to set up the symbols parameter as well, which I think you will already get these sort of requests in this specific symbols folder. So if I go over here, as you can see, you can also pass multiple symbols at once. So if you want to convert the latest rate of multiple currencies at once, you can do that by passing a comma separated list of different currencies. And here if I again send the request, let's see what sort of data are we getting. So here I didn't send any base currency. Euro is the by default base currency of Fixer API. So that's why these conversions are based on euros. And as you can see, I have passed 3 different currencies. So I'm getting the data of 3 different currencies. So that's how you can basically make use of multiple currencies if you want to get the latest rates in a one single request. The another crucial endpoint Fixer offers is of course historical rates. If you want to fetch the historical rate of a particular currency, you just need to append the date in this format in the base URL, which is like year, then month, and then date. And of course, if you want to change your base currency, you have to pass an optional parameter called base. Set the value of base parameter to your desired base currency, which is USD in my case. And I'm again want to get a historical rates of Indian rupees on this particular date. So this is the quite simple format of historical endpoint. And now if I hit send, it will show me the what was the rate of 1 USD in Indian rupees on 24th December 2013 basically. So it was 61.78 Indian rupees. Of course, you can pass the multiple currencies as well in case you want to fetch the data of multiple currencies at once. So if I hit save and try to make a request again, you see the 1 USD is equivalent to 0.73 euros on 24th December 2013. So that's how you can pass multiple symbols as well in your API requests. Here's a simple request as well, which shows how you can change your base currency. You can basically need to pass your desired base currency to the base parameter, which is an optional parameter, of course. And so I have set base to INR, and now if I hit send, it will basically fetch the latest rates of all the currencies based on INR, as discussed previously as well. Of course, if you are building some project on top of Fixer API or some sort of currencies rates API, you definitely need a functionality where you can convert the rate of one currency to another. So this is a quite helpful endpoint called convert, which Fixer offers as well. So here are the 3 parameters you need to set. The first one is from, which is USD in my case. The second one is to, which is INR, and the amount. So I basically need 100 USDs to convert to INR. So in order to make a request, again send button, and it will basically shows on this particular date. This is today. So on 20th May 2024, 100 USDs is equivalent to 8,329 rupees. So that's how you can basically convert on the latest rate. But if you want to convert the currencies according to the historical rate, you just need to append one extra parameter, which is date, and pass the date in this format like year, then month, and then date. And here you just need to hit send again, and it will show you that 100 USDs was equivalent to 4,349 rupees on 14th August 99. So that's how you can basically convert one currency to another according to a historical rate. There is another important endpoint as well, which is called time series. You can basically fetch the time series of different currencies in between two mentioned dates. You just need to make sure that these two mentions date are within the 365 days time frame. And if I make a request here and try to dig deeper into the data, you can see this kind of a data I'm getting on 1st May 2012. USD was this one and Euro was this. As you know, the base currency is euros in Fixer API. So if you are building any graph or trend, this time series endpoint is pretty helpful in that case. And the next and very last endpoint which Fixer offers, which is fluctuations. As the name suggests, it basically fetches the data which shows how a particular currency or multiple currencies fluctuates on a daily basis. So here you just need to pass three parameters. The first one is symbol. So my desired currency is USD. The second one is start date, and the third parameter which is required is end date. And now if I make a request over here, so you can see on start date, which is start rate, €1 was equivalent to 1.06 USD, and on the the end date of €1 is equivalent to 1.11 USD. So this is the change percentage, and this is the overall change that comes at this mentioned currency. So that's how you can basically make use of fluctuation endpoint. So this is pretty much it about the Fixer API. It's quite simple yet very useful API if you're building some sort of dashboards with different UI elements like graphs or some sort of trends where you have to show your user what was the fluctuation of a particular currency, what was the historical rate and stuff like this. Yeah, you can basically sign up on Fixer API and get your API key and start making the Fixer API requests. Thank you.